welcome to round 18 of the RSF1 season, the first season. I'm Primus Gaming, and joined with me once again is my good friend Bodder. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, Primus. I'm good. Thank you so much again for having me. I'm here. I usually clean out my area, the kitchen, where I usually do my racing, but I didn't clean out my chair and my rig this evening, so I have a limited space to walk around and wave at all our fans.
Ah, so I mean, if anyone wants, if you get your usual camo wanting a wave, you're gonna have to move some of the plates and stuff.
I not plates and stuff. No, my rig. I might fall over my rig. So if you hear things falling over, that's just me hitting the floor.
Oh, we're just gonna hear boom, boom. And it's just like Bodder's just had a little bit of a racing incident in the comms box. Oh well. I'm just going to have to say, Bodder, I'm just going to get the elephant out of the room now while we're starting up today's race. So I have some good news and some bad news for you fans who are watching at home. So first of all, as you know, recently Skunkburner has returned to Formula 2, the F2 division, after a handful of weeks away, and he scored 3 consecutive wins after coming back, and I think he had a couple of podiums as well. But I have recently heard Skunkburner will not be able to finish the season. I think this might be his last race, second to last, maybe his last race. I know he's only got 2 more races or so before he has to leave. So Skunkburner's chances of winning the championship is completely gone, sad to say, unless so anything else happens, because Marks himself told me that he will be going away. So that means the championship battle is between Schumacher and Marks, and it's a 93-point gap. And I did a little bit of maths with the boys, and if Schumacher wins, Marks needs to get 6th or better to win the championship today. If Schumacher does not win today, we will be crowning our F2 world champion tonight.
Yep, pretty interesting stuff. We're getting towards we are at the end of the season pretty much, so to be expecting, 18, yeah.
Like, we are knocking on the door, and soon, it's going to be the end, and we'll be opening the brand new door to season 2.
Yeah, season 2 just around the corner.
Does it make you sad? Well, sad and happy in a way that the first season's come and gone, because it's been a very bumpy first season, because it's this league's debut, and we did really, really well. We had a couple of little, issues with, the restarts and all that happening quite a lot, and then we had a very good long track record of them not really happening. I feel this season has been truly amazing, not just for my driving, but just my commentating career here, the amazing opportunity to work with these guys. How do you feel that this whole season's gone for you, Bodder?
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say bumpy. The whole restart situation, yeah, that was bumpy, but that wasn't down to the league. That was more so down to Cody's and lack of their code.
Yeah.
I'm so funny, yes, I know.
They're not even masters. I was going to say there's no code and there's no masters.
Yes. Brilliant, yes.
Pin novices, maybe.
It's been a massive learning curve. Like, my first season in league racing in general was a massive learning curve, and this is my first season doing commentary as well. So, again, another massive learning curve, but thoroughly enjoyed commentating throughout the season with you.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed commentating. I've got on with all of the lads in the comms team, but I have to say, you have definitely been the best person to work with out of all the comms guys. I'm not saying anyone's done bad or anything like that, but I feel the chemistry that between us two on Sundays, a load of people really enjoy, and frankly, I think we make an amazing team.
Shucks, Primus, you're making me blush there, my virtual comms box here.
No homo.
No. Oh, already he's starting camo saying, Bodder, give us a wave, Bodder, give us a wave. Dude, if I run over...
the rig, please.
I'm gonna fall over for you, okay? We're not into the race yet, he's already asking for a wave. Maybe later on, camo. Maybe later on. Calm down.
We promise we'll have Bodder give you a little wave in the formation lap. before we properly begin, car 18 here, hello camo, and then just give you the nice little wave.
Yeah. I'll be driving alongside Camo in F3 on Thursday night, 8 p.m. if anyone wants to watch that. And that'll be F3's turn around Mexico.
And I want you guys to, this is a nice little thing for the audience to join into. Out of all 4 divisions you have watched so far up to this point, what has been your favourite race out of all 4 divisions? So it gives the audience something to think on if they've been watching, if they've been here since the start, or watch at least some of the races. I mean, me and Bob can already...
Yeah, you asked this in the podcast a few weeks ago, I think, with yourself and Tomo and Top Notch and the guys in Peppermeat. And I remember because I was listening to it, I just chimed in, I put on the chat saying, Monza, F2, fantastic race. Like, safety car, 3 laps to go. Who would have thought? Completely changed the race around.
For me, it's between F2 Monza and F1 Britain. Because I commentated over Britain, and the championship leader, current championship leader in F1, Unity Hush, was literally down the very bottom of the grid. He was 15th. He was P15. And I don't think there was any safety cars as well. He completely fought his way through the entire grid, working through with tyre strategies, and he came through and won the race. So it's very hard to say. I'm very torn between which one of those 2 to pick.
Which ones did you pick?
It's very hard to say. Monza F2 and Britain F1.
Britain F1 was fantastic, I heard. I didn't actually sit down to watch it now, but I heard it was fantastic. F2 Spain as well, for a shout.
The overtake of the season, the legendary battle between it was Cross Kerry.
No,
Jace Lee.
It was Roberts
F3,
and Magic Mark. It was Roberts going for the overtake on a corner. You don't usually go for an overtake on. Like, that's an uphill corner. You can't see over the crest. If there's a car up there,
the second DRS
you can't see it. Yeah, you can't see it. And it was just throw the car in there and control it midway through it. I was just like, I'd love to see an onboard from what Roberts saw Schumacher when he was doing the overtake. But I remember we had like a side.
Had an onboard of it.
Well, from what I was watching, it was like it wasn't on board. It was like a panning shot from like a helicopter in the distance, and all he sees is cars showing up onto the corner and going over the hill. It's just a fantastic shot. I should actually record all my stuff here.
We just keep an eye out for any of the special moves that we've noticed, and I'm just gonna say, Bodder, did you ever expect to... Oh, man with the cash! Sorry to butt in there. Has matched Brundle! 1:15.537. Brundle and Man with the Cash are dead set locked with the exact same race time. And then Skunkburner comes across and gets ahead.
Just demolishes it, like, We could do this race 100 more times and not have that. Like, that is literally down to the nanosecond? 10,000th of a second?
Alright, I'm going to make this as like a little challenge, and I am going to stand by it, because I have the money to do it now. If this championship battle is not concluded tonight, I will actually change my name to RSF1 Ricardo tonight. That's a little bit of a little wager. That's a wager.
Oof. Promise.
So if Roberts manages to keep this battle going, because right now it's only 7 points, 7 or 8 points. No, it is 7 points. 7 points he needs. He needs to score well more. Marks has to get worse than 6. So if Marks gets 7, like worse than 6th place, and Schumacher wins, this battle will move on to America. And if Marks stays up, if Schumacher doesn't beat Marks today, if Marks stays ahead of Schumacher all the way, it's it. That's it. So it's my little wager, and I'm setting it in stone. If Marks does not win the championship tonight, my name will be changed at the end of the day.
Oh, now there is one for you. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first.
So yeah, I'm as much as I like Schumacher, aka DP Roberts, I seriously think this championship is pretty much done. Because Schumacher has got two... Whoa, there goes Shane. Schumacher's got two great big obstacles to deal with. That's Magic Marks. Actually, three or four, sorry. He's got Magic Marks, he's got Skunk Burner, he's got the Man with the Cash, and he's got Brundle. The top four are Schumacher's biggest blocks from taking a win today.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Man with the Cash has moved over to wheel. Now, he might put in the chat sometime in qualifying saying he has or he hasn't, but I think he's actually moved on to the wheel. I think he's Logitech. And he's doing very well. Racing Jason, I think he's doing very well for himself. Up there like a 15.5 already. Magic Marks already on 15.4, Skunk 15.4, so already he's up there. Good job on him.
And I also want to also say, Josh Season 4, as we called him, has actually stepped down to the reserves. So Azza, who was originally filling in as reserve in the Red Bull, is now officially racing for the Toro Rosso team in F2. So it's sad to see Season 4 go, but also a warm welcome to Azza in F2.
Yeah, full-time drive for Azza for coming at the end of the season, so hopefully good experience for him and he does well going into Season 2. Just looking there at the chat real quick, obviously Cam was asking for a wave. Bit early, Cam, bit early. He says, I'm not going to lie, buddy, you should have heard me on the incident about F3 and Suzuka last week. That your reaction was saying, Easton is saying two things. So he's apologising for Thursday. And he says, did you should Lucky Charms? I didn't actually have Lucky Charms. What did I have this morning? I had Carby's fingers, chocolate fingers. Yeah, that was my breakfast this morning. Chocolate fingers and a coffee. Yeah. Mansell says he was a couple of minutes late joining, don't mind starting back. Good man, Mansell, good to have you. Music Hush is on about, what about Skunk? The gap between Skunk and Mark is 58 points, apparently, is what Hush is saying.
But this could... Skunk is definitely confirmed to not finish the season, so even though the gap is 58 points between the pair, Skunk is not actually going to the end, so the chances of Skunk winning the championship is pretty much gone.
But in saying that, Skunk is not going to go down with his hands tied around his back.
If this is Skunk's last race, he's taking it on a high note.
Oh yeah, look what he's already done, like a 15 flat, so he has. Like 4 tenths faster than anyone else in Q1 already.
So, Bodder, we have to talk about...
Do we?
Other than Roberts' amazing move back in Spain, what has been... So we're going to exclude that because I know you will definitely say it if I ask you this question. What has been your favourite moment of F2 since you and I first started working together in our virtual comms blocks?
I know Monza comes to mind. The quick decisions of the safety car Monza comes to mind straight away. If someone says F2, a pinnacle moment in the season, you could say, the Schumacher pit, does he not pit? I think he didn't pit. There was someone else I think as well, they pitted. But it was like, I think they were all like on the last turn before the Tifosi corner, and they had to make their decision there and then because the safety car just came out and said, 1 corner to go, make your decision, do you pit or not pit? And I was like, stuff like that really makes racing for me. Overall, it's been a fairly good season. Like, nothing really springs to mind, really, I guess. I'm sure you have a few bits now, because I have a very poor memory, so you'll probably say a few things now and I'll probably go, oh yeah. Man with the Cash changed his name. That's definitely up there.
Yeah?
That's
definitely, I was going to say, one of my favourite moments.
Never have I heard of a driver having his own name, and then, well, what we think is his own name, and then he, we kind of give him a nickname, and then he goes with the nickname, changes it, gets on the podium, and goes, by the way, my name isn't actually Josh. Floored me. Absolutely floored me. Okay, another thing as well, Monza. Yeah, I don't keep going back to Monza. Jake Moore's first pole in F2 this season. That was fantastic for him. Silverstone was actually a pretty good race as well. I think we had a safety car there as well. But what was your moments, Grams?
Definitely Jake Moore being on pole for the race start, because even though Jake did have bad luck in that race, he did not care. He was so happy to have qualified in first place. And I know Jake Moore, he's in the pits, but I have a feeling Jake is probably watching this, or he's going to rewatch this. So I know when he hears this, he is going to be buzzing, because that's been given a mention as one of my top moments of the season.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely John Digweed getting his first podium last week. That's definitely up there, because the development the Mercedes team has made, both Paita and John Digweed, and John getting his first podium, that has to be one of the crowning moments of the season, because you can just see the development that he made. He was a backmarker driver, for goodness sake, and now he made his way into the top 3. So you cannot ignore that.
No, it's very, very, very good. Like, I don't know, was he in for the start of the season? Maybe he was, I'm not 100%, but it was in around like the first 2 races start of the season. You just see him like every Q1 getting knocked out, and then he just kept at it. And then last week, then he got his podium. You could hear it in his voice. He was genuinely just really, really happy for himself that the practice has paid off, and he was up there with the rest of these guys getting the podium.
And if it wasn't for the penalties, he would have actually won the Japanese Grand Prix. He was a little bit gutted about that, but in the end he said, a podium's a podium. So, it's a good result for the Mercedes team as well. And also, before we carry on, Unity Hush actually made a good comment in the chat. Constructors could also be won also, but to be honest, I've not done the math of the constructors, because
it looks like Racing Point. It looks like the Racing Point has it in the bag, to be honest. Now,
do you know how many points they need to seal it?
I've no idea, but I reckon if one of the 2 Racing Points at least get to top 5, I pretty much say that's it. Like,
Unity has used his maths and put in the chat. If Racing Point outscore Williams and Renault by 14 points, and they win it. So,
okay, there you
Williams
have it.
And Renault need to go. But with Skunk Burner being here, he's going to, because if this is Skunk Burner's last race, I'm pretty sure they said 2 races he had left, and obviously Japan just happened, so I'm 70% sure that this could be Skunk Burner's final race. So if it is Burner's final race, he, like as you said, Bodder, he is going to be giving it 110%. No, not even that. He's going to give it 1,000%. Because if you're going to leave, you're going to leave it on a high note for you. You're going to take away a win. You're going to be looking at it and go, yeah, the championship may nearly be over, but I tell you what, still didn't let him win.
Exactly. That's the competitive nature of us all in the league. Like, he did step away for, what was it, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it was.
4 or 5 weeks, maybe?
Imagine if he stayed. If he won even half those races, he could still be up here with Magic Mark competing for a championship. We could literally be going down to the last race, deciding who's going to win the Drivers' Championship.
I have an important question for you today, Bodder. Do you
have
any more Polish beer on hand?
No, I don't. I learned my lesson from last week.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have the track map or track knowledge because I've been a bit busy, so you're going to have to pick your moment to go get yourself a drink.
We'll just call it as it is. RSF1 Verstappen says, hello, comms. Hello to yourself, Verstappen. How are you keeping?
Hello, Verstappen, my friend. It's been a very, very good week for me. Not just with league racing, but just generally my overall attitude and drive has been really, really, really good lately. So it feels good.
That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Positive energy. Keep it moving. That's what you want, especially with a new job. Real quick, really quick. Just over a minute left in Q1, Primus. We're going to lose 2 drivers. Potentially.
Oh, yep. We are going to be losing. So far, currently in the danger zone, as Bodder take it away with. There it is. I knew that was going to come. And so, RSF1 Senna on the week they celebrated the famous F1 legend Ayrton Senna in the Brazilian Grand Prix. Well, we'll not be spoiling the result, by the way, just in case any of you have not watched it. But anyways, yeah, that's it. It's been spoiled. George Russell, Robert Kubica, they won the race.
Sorry, guys.
But anyways, so Senna He's going to be giving it his all. He's come back because obviously him and Jake Moore were away for a little bit. So Marco and Polo beat you to it. They both, Azza and Marco,
Senna's on his last
in.
lap. He has to do with this
Yeah,
lap,
Senna is on it. And what about WR Stretch? If you could have a quick little look at him. I'll stay on board with Senna. But both of them need to do a better time than a 1:16.2 to avoid being knocked out of Q1.
Well,
So
Senna
Red
hasn't
Bull
set a
are-
lap yet. Senna is actually front of Stretch. I can see, yeah. So they're directly behind each other. Senna's in front of Stretch. So all the pressure's on Senna. Can he drop
So
down?
as it stands, I didn't even notice. Look at Azza, second place.
Skunk burner
just jumped up out of
14.9. Holy crap.
Skunk means
Well, it's not even
business
Q3
today,
yet.
ladies and gentlemen.
Calm down, Skunk. Calm down. It's not even Q3 yet. Oh my god. Peaking too early here.
I feel like I should do like a Call of Duty 4, like Macmillan sort of easy lads.
Senna turns out the last turn. Do you reckon we'll get through?
Oh, Verstappen and Skunk to get pole with
No.
a time between
They're out.
1:13.9, 1:14.1. Oh, Senna, he just misses out. Oh, but poor Stretch gets put down to 17th place. So that is WR Stretch and RSF1 Senna being our first drivers to be eliminated from qualifying. So Petronas almost caught a very bad moment there, being retired for the moment. He was P15, so I bet the McLaren driver was sweating a little bit.
Whew. Yeah, I say he was. I definitely say he was.
You
Just to
sounded
get
like
through.
you sweated a little bit there, Bodder.
Yeah, I kind of
You
was.
got
He's like, he just retired. Senna's out in the lap. It's so easy done. But look, will we get Senna in for a quick chat if he's available?
Yeah, we'll get Senna in for an interview. Or Azza has just put in the comments because his name is CCRL Gunter as his his name in Twitch. I lost 2 tenths on my lap. I'm just really slow in the third sector. I had purple first and
1 and 2
second
sectors.
sectors.
Oh, purple 1 and 2, which means he had Skunk's 1 and 2s.
So Azza could
down,
be Skunk's serious competition today.
Mm-hmm.
There is RSF1 Senna. So Senna, can you make sure that you've ticked your box? And if any of you guys have any questions for Senna while he's in our virtual comms box, please put him down and we'll ask Senna a couple of questions while he's here. So Senna, it's good to have you in the comms box with me and Bodder. Unlucky in being knocked out in Q1. You look like you tried your best to set a good lap. I mean, you did beat WR Stretch, so you're not directly last, but how do you feel that you'll be able to do in the race with that qualifying result?
To be honest, that's the first ever lap I've done around Mexico. I haven't done any practice for this race, as why I'm quite off the pace. So, as you know, I missed the last 2 races. Haven't really been on F1 game much recently. I'm pretty low on confidence at the moment on F1. I'm not been having the best of races and don't really not having the biggest motivation in this game at the moment. So that's why my pace off at the moment. Need to start getting back in the game.
Yeah, it is towards the end of the season for RSF1, so I can understand yourself and possibly a few other drivers feeling like that, but it just seemed like you just weren't on form there for the few laps you did there, and it just seemed like when you were trying to push for the last lap, it just like the battery wasn't there for you. It was just like there was nothing left in the car for you, really.
Yeah, it wasn't just that, it's just that, you know, I've done no TTs or anything, so I don't know my inside and out of this track. Being fully confident, like, that was the first time going for the S's, so I want to take that a bit extra careful, but what I'm going to try and do is just try and take it easy at the back at the start, try and avoid any incidents, and my pace should gradually get quicker the more laps I get used to doing the track, so I'm just going to try and keep it nice and clean. And maybe like getting the points, you never know. See what happens.
You hoping to pick up a few positions on turn 1?
Yeah, you can always get the slipstream, but I might back off a little bit to let everybody go to turn one because, as you know,
Actually,
the
nice.
first couple of corners could get some people some wing damage and it could be a spin, so I don't want to be involved in anything if anything
Very
happens in the front.
respectable choice there, because there's one. It's been away. You've been away for a couple of weeks. One of the most scariest moments after being away for a while and coming back, and then turn one being normally one of the most scariest parts of nearly every single track in the entire F1 calendar. It's a very, very good decision to really play it safe, because as you said, if you're playing it safe and you back off a little bit and stuff happens, you've made positions just from playing safety.
Yeah, and that's what I just want to do, just get through the first couple of laps without getting any wing damage, and then just gradually get more confidence in every lap, just to try and keep it clean, because I think it's quite easy to pick up 3-second time penalties around here, especially with the S's in the first couple of corners, so I'm going to try and take it extra careful tonight, not to pick up warnings, and maybe gain some positions with that as well, so anything can happen, but I wasn't expecting much tonight. My last big race I really want to do well is at Brazil. That's one of my favourite tracks, so I'm going to put a lot of practice into that before the end of the season. So.
Before you go, I know obviously you want to play it safe going into turn one, but what's your goal to finish for today?
Hopefully, if I can finish in the points and I finish 10th tonight, I think that'll be good for me. So we'll just see what happens. Hopefully should be involved in some good battles. I haven't decided what strategy I'm doing yet, because I know there's a good mixture of people doing 1 or 2 stops tonight, so it's not going to be a straight 1-stop strategy for everyone tonight. So, yes, a lot of people in all tiers have been testing it out, so do expect people to do 2 stops as well tonight. So I know my teammate Jake is thinking about doing a 2 stop series pack and meet as well. So do watch out for that. So you might see a few people qualifying on softs in Q2, or might be doing like medium soft. Not many people are really using the hards, so do watch out for that.
You heard it here first, guys. Cat's out of the bag.
Just want to let it interesting. Do you know the weather for today as well?
No, we don't.
Do you want to enlighten us?
It is a dry race. It's a cloudy race, so no rain today.
Oh, wicked.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Senna, for joining us and also providing the weather report while you're here. It's really, really helpful. Good luck in your race today, mate, and thank you for joining me and Bodder in the virtual comms box. You never know, if you do get a podium, we might be speaking to you again just shortly. So have a good run, mate, and just do your best.
I highly doubt it. I haven't had a podium all season. I've been very close to getting one, but luck's not been on my side this season, so... But you
never
know,
say never.
we'll
John
see.
Digweed got his first one the other day.
Yeah, a few pens your way, right thing.
Yeah, John Digweed has been very quick in his last couple of races. When I watched him back in Japan, he deserved, I felt, to win if he didn't pick up so many penalties. So, yeah, he's something to look out for again, I think, today. But yeah, thank you for having me, guys, and yeah, maybe see you on the podium.
Good luck, Stan.
Hopefully we'll speak to you later on, mate. Good luck. That was nice to have Senna on the podium.
It was very nice. I think it's great to have guys that you wouldn't usually get onto the podium every week. It's just nice to bring them in for a few minutes, have a quick chat, that type of thing. Just nice and pleasant, keep everything positive. Really, really good. Schumacher is on softs, and it's after setting a 15-1.
So, as Senna said, that people will be going for a 2-stop strategy. It will be interesting. So I think Schumacher, aka DP Roberts, will be definitely doing his best to set a really, really quick time. I mean, Skunkburner is currently going on to the... Oh, no, never mind. He's going into the pits. So right now, Schumacher's looking good going into Q2. But the real question is, can he do that? Do the 2-stop and hold off the powerhouses known as Shane, Shane, Marks, Man with a Cash,
Peppermeat, Brundle, Mr. T, Jake Moore, Patronus. You can nearly name all the guys. Any one of these guys are very easily capable of getting points. Some more so than others are capable of getting podiums, but all these guys are fast.
And everyone, if you are looking to sign up to our website to apply to be a driver, our Nightbot in our Twitch chat has been putting up links for you to type in. So if you are willing to join RSF1, please follow that link at www.racingseriesf1.wixsite.com/RSF1, and then you'll be able to apply, and hopefully we will see you in the second season.
Yeah, exactly. And as for Verstappen, as after saying, well, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well to help promote the league. Very, very true, Verstappen. Yeah.
Not just the YouTube, the
Twitch
Twitter
as well. Oh, and Twitter.
Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. It's very, very positive. Like the more likes we're getting, or the more subs we're getting on YouTube, the more features we're able to unlock. So the more features, the more stuff we're able to do to help promote the league. Obviously on the internet and beyond.
All teamwork going on at the Racing Point team. Shane gave Magic Marks a toe going down the straight to give Marks that extra bit of thrust going into his lap on the medium compound tyre. So teamwork is being used. So it is definitely going to be looking like a real difficult day for not just Schumacher, but possibly Marks as well, because do keep in mind, even though Schumacher has to win the race, these guys are highly competitive and actually quite even in skill. So it will be interesting to see how today's race will go.
Yeah, I'm very interested, especially if you're starting on the softs. You know yourself, Primus, that's such a long run from a standing start of the grid to your braking point in turn 1. If you're side by side with a guy and he's on medium, say for example, and you're on softs, you are going to get the better run, the better launch, and you're going to beat him into 1. If you beat him into 1, that gives you a very, very good chance of the rest of the race. You don't win the race, obviously, on turn 1, but it gives you a very good chance. It gives you a chance to pull away, create a bit of a gap, get your pit stop in, if even, as Senna was saying, get your 2-stop in, see what happens after that, but it gives you a little bit of extra bite.
And with that slipstream work there between Shane and Marks has put Marks into 6th place on the medium compound tyre. In reality, all Marks needs to do to keep it really nice and competitive in the top lot is at least make it into Q2. So medium compound tyres start. Now we're now on board with RSF1 Patronus. He's rocking the pumpkin helmet. He's driving an orange car. You might as well rock out the orange with a pumpkin.
That pumpkin helmet just looks so cool. It looks odd, doesn't it? I'm expecting to see a visor, and all I see is like 2 little black bits that just cut out. It's class.
I'm actually expecting fire coming out the helmet, like...
like Knight Rider, not Knight Rider. What was your man on the motorcycle?
Ghost Rider?
That's it. That's the one. I'm expecting that. I'm wondering now for Christmas, are we going to get Santa hats? Wouldn't that be class?
That would be actually funny to see. like they add like an accessory menu to like the helmet creation. You could just put a hat on your racing helmet.
That'd be class.
My God.
I'd buy that. I'd buy that for $1.
I would. I wouldn't care. I'd buy that. Codemasters, you're hearing it now. Get it done.
Or like a I don't know, like a snowman helmet or something. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Ooh, a little bit of Formula Drift there from Skunkburner. Coming out the first couple of corners, back end of the car kicks out heavily, and it chucks Skunk's back end around, but he manages to save it. So yeah, a little bit of drifting there given to us by Skunkburner.
You mentioned Formula Drift. Who is the current Formula Drift champion?
I actually don't know.
He's an Irishman, believe it. He's after winning the last 3 years in a row.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying.
An Irishman has gone over to the US to win an American, well, a world championship in drifting 3 times in a row. He's beaten
He's just
all
like, let me
Americans.
show you boys how it's done.
Yeah, yeah. Who would have known this kid growing up in Cork, down in the south of Ireland, like way down south. The Cork is like the very bottom of the country, and they always say "boy" at the end of every sentence as well. Like, you know, you could just go down to the shop, boy. You know, that's how they talk.
Oh, and Skunkburner just puts himself up into the top 10, just ahead of Magic Marks. So right now, Mex Tarup is in the elimination zone, the danger zone of being knocked out of Q2. And there it is from Bodder. Have you given your wave yet to Camo?
No, the race hasn't even started yet. What I'm noticing though is people are opting for softs. I know they might not have set their laps on softs, but people are kind of sitting in the pits with softs on, ready to go, I guess, just in case. Let me just check the best lap done. Okay, so it's kind of 60-50, more so towards the mediums at the minute, in what's already been set. But more people are inclined to have the soft days. You know, the insurance lap. Gotta be careful with the insurance lap.
Oh yeah, everyone in the top spot will be doing an insurance lap. Paita has actually retired from the session.
Hope that's not terminal.
If that's not terminal, I think Paita is feeling like he probably can't go faster.
Yeah, he's giving in, I reckon. Which is unfortunate for Paita, like, you know, go do another lap, or maybe he's thinking to himself, yeah, I'll keep 11th place, get to pick his tires. Not a bad shout, what do you think about it?
Here comes Patronus, who is now beginning his flying lap in the McLaren. He's got 2 minutes to get the job done. He is currently in the elimination zone with Azza, Mr. T, Jake Moore, and Paita. But Paita has been... Oh, there we go. Mr. T, second place in Q2 with a 1:15.453. So another person to threaten the possible win for Schumacher today. But Max Tarp has been moved to the danger zone, into the elimination zone. Magic Marks is in 10th place. He's going out on his insurance lap while he's got time. Skunk Burner, he's in 9th. I don't know if he can try and do faster on those medium tyres, but as it stands, Tarp, Jake, Patronus, and Azza are impossible to see. Whoa!
This is his home Grand Prix as well. Don't forget that, Primus. This is Max Tarp's home Grand Prix. He has to do well here. He has another track.
Yeah. So he is literally just went, hello boys, do you want to know why my name is Max Tarp? I am here. So, oh my god, I'm buzzing for this, because I forgot that these Mex boys mean business. They were waiting for their home Grand Prix.
Of course they were as well. Like, just reading the chat there real quick as well, it's saying, Lefted F1 says, big up Cork, don't diss. I was like, yeah, no, big up to Cork. Yep, you have a drifting
Good work from Patronus. P7.
Oh, nice and Patronus. That should put him through to Q3, hopefully. Skunkburger 10 sitting on the mediums.
All eyes are currently on the championship leader, Magic Marks, who is getting a tow from his teammate Shane. Going into the DRS zone. Is Shane gonna let Marks go by? Here is an important moment, because it looks like Marks is faster than his teammmeate. Shane has moved. He's given him the tow. So all pressure is on Magic Marks' shoulders now. And I'm kind of hoping he wins, because that means I have to change my name if he doesn't win the championship today. But going
real quick to know as well, Jake
yes.
Moore is on the lap right behind him as well, so we'll cut to Jake Moore straight after Magic Mark.
DRM Marco is in 8th place with Magic Mark 9th. Marco is in 8th place, but right now, as it stands, Skunk Burner, Magic Marks, Jake Moore, and John Digweed still need to do their insurance laps to save themselves being knocked out. Is Skunk able to do another lap, Bodder? That's the big question.
No, Skunk is done.
So if Marks beats a 1:15.7 on the soft compound tyre, he will be through.
Boom.
And he gets second place. Skunk Burner is out of Q2.
Jake Moore. Jake Moore is sector 3 now, going through the stadium section. Jake Moore is out unless he can progress here.
This is the only Grand Prix to not have the podium on the start-finish straight. Can Jake Moore get through to Q3? He can!
Yes.
5th place! Well done! Jake John Digweed! A 1:14.7!
What?
John Digweed just took 1st place in Q2! What a lap!
That's a complete turnaround from Mount the Cash in 8. Good stuff. That's a complete turnaround from Q1. We had Skunk at top. Now with John Digweed. Like, Skunk is basically eliminated out of Q2.
He is. Patronus, Marco, Skunk Burner, Paita, and Azza out of Q2 for the F2 Mexican Grand Prix. So as it stands for the top 10 is RSF1 Brundle, Peppermeat 9th, Man with the Cash 8th, Shane 7th, Jake Moore 6th, Mr. T 5th, Mex Tarp 4th, Magic Marks 3rd, Schumacher 2nd, and John Digweed in 1st. So what a real result.
Whew. That is tough. That's tough. Is there anyone you want to get out or get on to the...
I'd say let's get Patronus in, considering Patronus just literally missed out by 5 thousandths of a second of getting into Q3. We'll get Patronus in.
Come on down. Invite them.
So,
That's
that's how it stands, everyone. So, if you're looking now at the bottom of the page of the drivers list, that is our drivers who are eliminated from Q2. So, it's going to be a hairy one.
I feel sorry for Isaac because he was texting me earlier on. He just says, look, he's really looking forward to his race, but he's done very little to no practice, so he doesn't know about his pace. But he's happy. He's very happy to get his full-time seat. So, fair play to Isaac. Good job in getting the full-time seat.
And welcome, Patronus, to the comms box. Have you got your box ticked?
Yes, I do.
Right, Patronus. So, a bit of a bad start today for the Mexican Grand Prix. You literally just missed out on 10th place by 5 thousandths of a second. But you're starting in 11th place. You are in the midpoint, and I have seen races won in other divisions, including this one, from the midpoint. How are you feeling for the Mexican Grand Prix?
Not very confident. I hate this track. I don't do well at it, never have done. But saying that, I will try my best. I think everyone in the top 10 are doing 2 stops now. So, I mean, I think that's. I mean, I think I've done 1 practice session on there, and I think stand on softs is a 2 stop.
So when you say 2 stop, do you mean soft, medium, or soft, medium, soft?
Soft, medium, medium, soft, medium, soft, whichever way you want to take it, really.
Okay, so you're talking 1 soft and 2 mediums?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean,
a question. Sorry, go on, mate.
I'm going to be starting the mediums now, so.
Okay,
2 questions for you, Patronus. So, what is your goal for today? Obviously, you're starting in P11 after your result in qualifying. Where do you hope to finish for today's race?
Points.
So 10th or better?
10th or better, yeah. I mean, to be honest, the rest of the season isn't that good for me apart from Brazil. That's the only track I'm really looking forward to now.
Senna actually said the same thing.
I've never really done well here. I've never really done well at Bahrain, and USA is a hit and miss race for me, really. Either I do well or I do really bad. So. And
my final question to you before we check if Bodo or anyone in the stream has got a question for you. So obviously, as you know, the battle today is really between Marx and Schumacher. Do you think that Schumacher can try and keep this battle alive?
He needs a hell of a race to do it. I mean, we all know Magic Mark's got some great pace, so I think it's going to be a hard fight, but you never know. I know Schumacher's fast, so you never know, but Mark just seems to have that extra gear.
Well, Bodo, do you have any more questions? Oh, go on, sorry, Patronus.
The one thing I'm very surprised about is Skunk Burner. In 13th or 14th, was it?
Yeah, not down Q2, unfortunately, yeah.
So that's the one thing I'm very surprised about, and that will relieve a lot of pressure from Mark, because let's be realistic here, the title's between Magic Mark and Skunk, so Magic Mark's 1 up at the moment for this race.
It is, but it won't stop Skunk Burner raging from the midfield up into the podium position.
Remember Singapore?
No, exactly, that's what I was referencing to. Yeah, exactly. Well, look, I've no further questions. Good luck in the race, Patronus. Hopefully, a few guys maybe in front of you might get a few penalties. Luck might go your way. You don't know. Safety car and all that. There's a lot of things that could happen. But look, you're in a good position at 11. Yeah, you're good to pick your tyres.
Thank you very much. I'll speak to you a lot later.
Good luck in your race today, bud.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So yeah, we're just talking there about Schumacher. Schumacher is actually currently in the pits at the minute. But when I was talking to Schumacher, a few things came out. Is what he said to me was, he said, Mexico is my nemesis. That's never a good thing. When the driver has said, this track is my nemesis. Like, literally on 21 tracks, you need to win to keep the championship going, and it's your worst track. Like it's not that type of thing. And another thing as well, he says all my time in league racing, I have never scored a single point in Mexico. Hate this track. So never scored a point. Let that sink in for a second. Schumacher, DP Roberts has 14.5.
Dickweed! Sorry to cut in there.
Here, 14.5. It's like Q3,
That's the fastest time we've seen.
Yeah, that's incredible by John Digweed. We're talking about him at the back of the Q1, about getting eliminated in our start of the season. Now, look at this. I'm expecting him now to be up at least in the front row, going by that time in Q3. Real quick, going back to DP Roberts. He just says he's really slow here, but he says he'll give everything. But he says penalties will be an issue. We'll just have to see. But isn't that crazy that the one track you absolutely hate and detest is your nemesis is the one track you need to actually pull off a serious win?
It is horrible. I have to admit that the Mexican Grand Prix isn't my best, and so I understand what these guys mean by it's not their favourite track, because I have to say that third sector is actually probably the most difficult part, because in my opinion I like the first and second sector, but that third one, those S's can be quite deceptive.
If you don't have your rear wing set up correctly to take that, or if your tyres are starting to go any bit at all, you will feel that. Like, maybe it's not so bad on the pad, but on the wheel, everyone knows I kind of like a loose race car anyway, but like when I take those S's sometimes in the wheel, I can feel the back end, I'm like a counter steering, I'm oversteering, I'm like, oh god, it can be very, very painful. Like, I think I did a practice race last season, maybe here. I think, yeah, just as soon as the softs wear off, it's very hard to get around those S's.
So it is eyes on Schumacher at the minute, who's not set a time yet with RSF1 Brundle. So Schumacher has to beat a 1:14.5.28 or 5:28 to get provisional pole for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix, although John Digweed is looking incredibly fast. And I was going to say about John came through and performed admirably in Japan, and I think he's thirsty for a win. John's just like, penalties lost me my win in Japan. I want Mexico, even though the stakes are high in the championship at the minute. John wants this win.
Yeah, that's exactly it. What Japan did for John is it gave him that little boost, that little confidence to say, I can do this. I can actually compete there with the top guys. That's exactly what it's done. We're starting to see that now, along with the practice that obviously John has done on a weekly basis. It's great to see him up there. So it is.
Schumacher goes fourth of a 1:15.449. So he has 4 minutes and 40 seconds to set a faster time to improve. So as it stands, actually, Bodder, I'll let you go over how the top 10 stands so far. I know that people can see it, but sometimes going over the talk through is a bit nice as well.
I'm just looking at the chat here as well. So RSF1 Verstappen, I always like saying that, Verstappen, said Roberts has done a 5 in practice, so we can do it with a hooked up lap. Okay, all eyes are on Schumacher. He can do it.
Putting the pressure on.
Yes, putting the pressure on as well. That's great. Okay, so our top 10. Currently just over 4 minutes left in Q3. First, John Digweed. Second, the Magic Man. Third, Shane. Fourth, Schumacher, which we know will get up there. The man with the cash in fifth. Next Tarp, I'm expecting to go up higher as well. He's currently in sixth. He's yet to go for his last run. Seventh, Peppermeat, go on the Irish. Eighth, Bitsy. Ninth, Jake Moore. And 10th, Brundle, who hasn't set a lap yet. Brundle's going to wait till the last minute, I reckon. Jesus. I hope he gets out in time and gets to do a lap. Real quick as well, just when we're talking about Jake Moore there. Jake Moore says his setup isn't really based for qualifying. So he thinks he's actually done pretty okay to get into Q3 already. But he is focused on the race, which he reckons will be extremely competitive. You know yourself, Primus. I know with drivers like Jake Moore, man with the cash, Peppermeat. Those are guys that are just like, they're always like, as I say, they're knocking at the door. So Jake Moore is hoping tonight is the night where he doesn't knock at the door, he kicks the door down and walks through it. So
We
hopefully
breached the door down.
oh, breach it exactly. You've been playing too much Rainbow Six. That's what you've been playing.
No, I've been watching a load of funny videos on Siege, to be honest. I just saw them on Facebook, the odd funny videos on Siege, I was like, I have to watch more of these, and I've been quite hooked on them. I've been a little bit too hooked on seeing people like try and breach and then getting caught by like a frost trap or just like a lucky headshot through the wall.
Oh yeah, as soon as they walk in, the same thing in Call of Duty, isn't it? The same thing, you walk into a room, flashbang goes off, I'm blind, I can't see a thing. You're dead. Some frag grenade's gone off in the corner and you're just dead.
I had a moment when I was just like, oh no, and I somehow survived, but like when you truly lost it, when you hear flash out and it's not you who threw it.
Yeah.
You're just like, uh-oh.
You throw the flash, you mainly hit it through a window and it bounces off the window and back at you. Yeah, I've done that an awful lot. I don't even use flashbang anymore, I just smokes. Anyway, 2 minutes left.
I have
2
to
minutes
say,
left.
I just witnessed the Racing Point boys at it again, as we were talking about flashbangs. Magic Mark's got the toe again. He's actually gotten the toe from the slow-moving car of Schumacher. So not just the toe from his teammate, but the toe from his championship rival.
This is going to be interesting to see. Yeah, they're about halfway through the track. Magic Mark's on the S's at the minute. Rundle is just starting his lap. So let's see what happened with the Magic Man. He's going to be the first across the line.
Ooh, a little bit of a wide exit there.
Now the
going
cash.
for the S's. Hopefully that has not invalidated the time. He's 0.4 of a second down and up on his time. He could probably do it. He is looking pretty quick thanks to the toe from his teammate and rival in the first sector, but can the Magic Man do it? This is his only opportunity to get pole in the race, and he doesn't. He gets a 1:14.6.
Oh no, he goes 46. So he did improve. It just wasn't good enough, and he's after backing out as well, so he can't go again.
Oh. So it looks like Shane is going for a lap as well.
Yeah, that would have been helpful if Magic Mark kept on the accelerator, because he could have gave Shane the toll down to turn one rather than backing out.
Oh, Brundle puts himself in third! After Brundle having bad luck the past few weeks, redemption for today's qualifying, he is in third place for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix. Well done to Brundle.
Max Tarp's in the pits as well. I don't know what's going on there. He should have come up and did one more lap, but I don't know, maybe he got damaged or something. Had to return to the pits. Spitzy's on a lap.
We are going
Jake Moore's on a lap.
Yeah,
this
Mr.
is looking
T's
good.
on a lap. John Digweed is as well.
Third.
Man with the cash at third place. He just saw Brundle getting that podium and was like, I hate to break it to you, mate, but I'm still faster. So he's knocked him down. So we'll have a look at John Digweed, who is currently going to start on pole position for the Mexican Grand Prix. He was on an insurance lap, but he's actually going back around for another run. We'll go to Shane quickly, who is crossing the line now. 5th place.
Schumacher's right behind him, yeah. On brand new softs. No, he's backed over.
Oh, he slowed down!
Yeah, he backed over.
Schumacher's 6th.
Tibitsi, look, he must have left his braking. Yeah, I'd say he left his braking very late there, so that's Tibitsi out as well. Jake Moore, here we go.
Staying in pole. Jake Moore, he's 6/10 up on his time. 6th place for Jake Moore. He put Schumacher down to 7th place, so a good start for the Red Bull.
That's not a bad result for Jake Moore, considering he said to me that his setup isn't designed for qualifying. His setup is purely 100% focused on the race. That's great result for Jake Moore. Unfortunate though for Schumacher, he has all the work to do for him.
Well done to our lads who have performed really, really well in the qualifying. Brundle being the final car to cross the line. He starts 4th place for Renault. It's still a good start. You're in the front 2 rows. So as we wait for the screen to pull up the standings for the race start for Q3, Mr. T is in 10th place with Peppermeat in 9th. Max Tarp in his home Grand Prix starts 8th place in the Ferrari behind RSF1 Schumacher. 6th place is Jake Moore in the Red Bull. Shane in Racing Point in 5th. Brundle 4th in the Renault. Man with a Cash 3rd. Magic Mark 2nd. And John Digweed yet again comes through and puts himself on the top spot.
Good job by John Digweed. That's another fantastic drive from. I reckon that practice is paying off, and the bit of confidence he's getting from Suzuka last week. I don't know, maybe just these tracks are suiting him better, but look what he's already doing towards the end of this season. Imagine what he's going to do for next season.
Exactly, and it's good to see that these guys are coming in. And also, welcome to XRL Mansell, because he did join in, just sadly, a little bit after qualifying one started. So Mansell did lose out on starting in Q1, but it doesn't matter, because Mansell is here. And do remember, just because you're at the back doesn't mean it's game over. You still have a very good opportunity in scoring some serious points.
I'm just having a look at the chat here. AMS Easton, which stands for Alien Motorsport Easton, has said, if Brundle gets disqualified, I will change my name to RSF1 Albon. No.
Oh, he's basically challenged. Well, I've got my little bet, and now Easton's done it. But here's the thing, Easton. Obviously, anything could happen in the race. If he does DNF, or did you say DNF or disqualify? Disqualify. Okay, so
disqualify, yeah.
Okay, so if he retires or DNFs, then you're safe. But if he does get disqualified, but I don't think Brundle's willing to do that. I think he wants to get a good position. If Brundle does get disqualified, you're becoming Albon.
That wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. Like, Albon's actually fairly good driver.
Albon's a really good... Yeah, I was going to say, he's done really well as a rookie driver, you know, going through the Red Bull Driving Academy. Driving for Toro Rosso after... what happened with Gasly, you know, is poor start in Red Bull, and then they swap over.
Yeah. Speaking of Albon, a friend of mine races in iRacing, and this is going back a few months ago now. He did a race, I think it was like Spa or whatever. I don't know what race it was. But he took a screenshot of all the guys that was racing with him, and if you're ever watching iRacing, it's actual real name, so there's no gamer tags. It's everyone's real name because it goes by a credit card. Who's at the top? Alexander Albon.
Oh gosh,
he was racing with Albon, so he was. And I racing. I thought that was
real F1
cool.
driver. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, isn't it? Because the game will only put you in with guys that, you know, of a similar level or similar competition to yourself. So that's pretty cool. So it is.
I've also seen Jimmy Broadbent. He's really into iRacing and sim racing. He actually raced with Lando Norris and Max Verstappen in online racing. Also, I've been watching Max and Lando. Lando does live streaming. And
yes.
I remember when Lando was wearing his Valentino Rossi gear and Verstappen was ribbing him for it. and it's just like, why are you wearing that hat and shirt? And Lando simply replied, because there's no Verstappen merch.
Right.
Oh my gosh. And Lando wore the hat on the when they're about to begin the national anthem. I forgot what track it was, but as they're about to wait for the national anthem,
Monza.
Carlos literally walks. Yeah, Carlos literally just walks by him and just
grabs
he nicks the hat and says, "No bucket hat for you, Lando."
Reading the chat there again. People are saying the battle of penalties. Yeah, I have to agree with you. It is going to be battle. To Bitsy, I put on a used set and now I'm on 12% tire wear. Oof.
Oh dear. It's going to be very...
Not good.
Very challenging for the race start. I was going to say, Bodder, if there's any way of me getting one made, I'm going to get you a custom bucket hat made. And I'm going to get, like, Man with the Cash merch going on. So on the front is Man with the Cash. Then to the right side of the head is Racing Jason, left Josh of Dosh, and then on the back, Rev and Kevin. I want it to be made, and if I can get it made, I'm giving you the hat.
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool, actually.
I'm pretty sure there's actually people you can commission clothing actually to.
Oh yeah, definitely a class.
So if I can actually do it, I'm gonna do it. But it'll be your responsibility to look after it.
I'll put it in the frame, a glass box, so it's never gets dirty or anything like that. Great, our host is ready up.
Nice. So we are literally minutes away from beginning the Mexican Grand Prix, and come on, everyone, it's that time. It's that time again. you cannot forget at this moment our famous formation lap given by Bodder. It has to be done. It has to be done. If you don't do it on F2, Bodder, if you don't do it, then it's not. You know, F2 don't have their special formation lap. They need you to give it. So handing over to you.
I do love formation lap. Right, 18 drivers tonight. Good to see. Starting from the back in 18th. He joined a bit late and unfortunately missed out in qualifying. Hopefully does practice him during the week. It is XRL Mansell. Starting off in the Haas. Jeez, I really hope Mansell has a good race. It'd be great to see him moving forward. 17th is Stretch. Unfortunately, not the great of the best qualifying sessions. Got knocked out early. Along with Senna. We had Senna in for a quick interview in the end of Q1. He said, look, you might take it easy into turn 1. I was like, yeah, I wouldn't blame you, dude. I wouldn't blame you one bit. Because you can't be too aggressive in turn 1. Azza is in 15th in the Honda-powered Toro Rosso. Piter in 14th. Now here's an unusual one. Skunk Burner in the Williams sitting in 13th. Very unusual. We were expecting him to see him the front row, maybe the second row. Not in 13th. We weren't expecting that at all. But if you want to put a fire under Skunk Burner, because he likes to light up, obviously. Put him in 13th. Watch him go forward.
Skunks.
Yeah, you like that. DRM Marco Polo is in 12th. I actually messaged him at the start of the race saying he's the Irish because he has an Irish flag on the lobby, so he hasn't got back to me yet. So I hope he is Irish. Could be great to have more Irish people in the league. 11th is RSF Patronus. Patronus sitting 11th place, so he's able to pick his tires. He told us in an interview we're picking the mediums. Could be a good shout for him depending on how the strategy goes from Tentis to Bitsy. He was writing in the chat earlier on about his soft being a bit worn. He missed out in qualifying. Q3 wasn't really well, he was there for Q3, but it wasn't the best. 9th, Peppermeat. Go on, the Irish and McLaren. 8th, Next Tarp. Home GP for him. Hope he does well. RSF1 Schumacher in 7th. He needs to do well. Needs a good race here to keep the championship going. 6th, Jake Moore. He does. Jake Moore. No. He doesn't want to knock anymore. He wants to kick it down. 5th is Shane. 4th, RSF on Brundle. Brundle's looking good tonight. Let's see what he can do. Mohammed the Cash. Look at that, sitting in 3rd. Great job by him qualifying. In 2nd place, the Magic Man. Ooh, will he take John Digweed going into 1? Or will he slot him behind John Digweed? Sitting in pole. Great job by him. John Digweed. Well-deserved pole.
And yet again, another amazing formation lap provided by the Master Formation Lap Spotter as we get to 5 red lights of the F2 Mexican Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go, and John Digweed gets a really good run off the start, but so does the Magic Man. Three wide, going onto the straight with the man with the cash left of John Digweed. Magic Marks on the right, and Brundle, he's still in 4th. He's actually,
oh my God, they're
5
wide
nearly. Oh my God, and the Magic Man, he's still fighting John Digweed going into turn 1. This one, Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton had a collision in the real-life Mexican Grand Prix. Schumacher's up to 3rd after an amazing start. He's immediately challenging the championship rival, Magic Mart. Man with the cash is left side of RSF1 Schumacher. I'm finding it hard to keep track, and it's still going on. John Digweed still keeps the lead after a good start and a lot of pressure applied by multiple cars. Mansell's up to 15th place. Luckily, nothing major has happened so far. There is a couple of people gone up and down, but it looks like it's been a very clean start, which is nice to see.
Oh, Schumacher and Brundle.
And I said it.
Cut the corner really, really bad. This has been a fantastic opening lap so far. Just like you said, Senna's taking nice and easy. Senna's sitting at the back. He's watching everything fold.
Brundle is all over the gearbox of Schumacher going on to the start finish rate.
He tapped him
a little bit there.
He tapped him. He's coming over.
John Digweed, fastest lap of the race. And here we go. Brundle, he's going to try and get the slipstream on the hats of Schumacher. He's going down the inside. Schumacher tries to hold off, but it's not enough. Brundle and Schumacher side by side.
Skunk Burner spun.
No,
he's 18th.
Scott's all the way down to last place, and Brundle gets ahead of Schumacher. Caught him under braking.
Oh, one spot.
Peppermeat.
Very careful.
Peppermeat is now getting challenged by
Schumacher's
Jake
going
Moore.
back at
You
Brundle.
were right. He's not just knocked in that door. He's kicking the door down, and it's Peppermeat's door, side by side with the McLaren and Red Bull team. And it looks like they're still side by side, going through the first sector. Tarrant gets a 3-second time penalty. Jake Moore, he gets just a bit in front of Peppermeat. Jake Moore, he takes 6th place. Schumacher's under pressure by Brundle. Schumacher runs wide into the S's. He falls back, and Brundle goes into 4th place.
Yeah, you have to be very careful. That's where you're going to pick up penalties. In the opening lap, Schumacher actually cut that corner. They were very, I wouldn't say together, but there were 2 wide there to go in. 2 cars going in there was a bit difficult, so I can understand why Schumacher ran a bit wide and cut the corner.
John Digweed has actually opened up the gap between him and the championship leader to 1.8 seconds and sets another fastest lap of the race. John Digweed is flying. Racing Jason is catching the Magic Man. Brundle gets is getting challenged yet again. This time Schumacher's behind him on the straight. They're coming. Jake Moore, he's also knocking at the door. That battle between these 3 is looming. Schumacher chucked it down the inside. He tries to make a dive, but he can't do it because Brundle still had the better lunge going into the corner. So well done to Brundle in defending. Schumacher had to back off Pye to get a 3-second time penalty. Jake Moore, he's actually challenging. He's trying to get a little look down the inside on Schumacher. Schumacher's lost a little bit of time there to Brundle. This is all happening at this moment, Bodder. This is intense from the get-go.
It's very, very crazy. John Digweed's doing a great job so far, pulling away from the Magic Man. The top 10 are all sitting on softs at the minute. Going to be interesting to see what type of strategy they go with. Great moves by Jake Moore getting up there. Schumacher falling a bit back there where from Brundle. They were side by side, battling away. Who else was moving up as well? Petronas moved up. He was in 9th there at one place, but then Marco and Pieter got him in one corner, so he must get a bad exit there for Petronas, unfortunately. But this is a great start. We've had very little spins other than Skunkburner on lap 1, but if there's anyone that can come back and really put in some competitive laps, it's definitely Skunkburner who will come back.
2 battles happening at one moment. Shane's got DRS on Peppermeat. Jake Moore's got DRS on Schumacher. This is turning into a really intense moment here. Shane is trying to get that look on Peppermeat. Peppermeat trying to defend, but it just isn't enough for Shane or Jake Moore to attack Peppermeat.
Max Tarp. Great job by Tabitzi. Gets past.
Is there contact between the pair?
Nope, all good.
Max Tarp's got wing damage.
It does.
On the left end plate, Max Tarp has received damage after an incident
He has.
with Mr. T.
Yeah, it was turn 2. I think I saw a piece of carbon fibre flying off, so I'm kind of quickly cycling through the cars to make sure everyone has their end plates. Look at John
Shane
Digweed,
is
2 seconds
still
lead
challenging Peppermeat. Going into the S's, Shane really wants this 7th place from Peppermeat. The Irishman is clutching on to this position like with dear life, and Shane's just like, mate, I'm taking this position off of you. It is really getting intense now between the McLaren, and he chucks it down the inside. They're going to go side by side, going into the stadium section. And then Peppermeat manages to shut the door and keep 7th place. But now the real battle begins, going on to the straight.
DRS.
Shane's going to have DRS on Peppermeat, but Peppermeat does not have the DRS on Jake Moore. So Peppermeat is a sitting duck at this moment. So here it comes. The most important move Shane can make. Schumacher moves into 4th. He gets ahead of Brundle. And Shane goes round the outside going into turn 1 with Peppermeat. Side by side. No Peppermeat. He just doesn't get it done.
Very, very easy. I'm seeing a lot of corner cutting as well. Brundle is on
Schumacher
the back
does
of
get into 4th, however.
Yeah, I missed that.
Brundle is still trying to catch Schumacher. Jake Moore, actually, he's been waiting patiently, sitting behind the battle. Marco gets a 3-second time penalty after receiving multiple warnings. And I was waiting for that. And by the looks of it, he's actually gaining on Pieter. Going into the
He is, and
Pieter is actually
on
the gearbox of Peppermeat.
Yeah. Should be able to get past me 30. I'm quickly watching as well people's ERS management. Some drivers have already burnt out their battery in 5 laps. Other drivers 60, 80%.
Schumacher! Schumacher's got a 3-second time penalty. You was correct in saying that he's received some warnings after cutting some corners, especially in the opening lap. Schumacher's received a 3-second time penalty. That could be very harsh for the end result of the race. But here we go, Pie Eater is going to get a move done on Peppermeat, going down the straight, side by side, going into turn 1.
Let me have a look here.
And it looks like...
What's he doing? Yeah, he's got a new wing.
There's still side, but no. Pie Eater gets out in front of Peppermeat. Well done to the Mercedes, have got good pace down here.
John Digweed is bringing his A game. That's exactly what he's doing. This is fantastic to see from John Digweed. Wow. It's just like, where was this all season, dude?
Has John got any warnings at all? That's the good question, actually. He's been
I don't think he
it.
has. I don't think he's one warning. He got on lap 1, which could have been turn 1 red like that. So John is one
He's
warning.
handled this race beautifully.
Exceptionally well. Exceptionally, especially with the pressure behind of the Magic Man. Like you've the championship leader 2 seconds on your back and you're still holding to it. It's fantastic to see. With the cash as well, doing really good job up in 3rd place. Schumacher and Brundle still battling it out though. Brundle doesn't want to let Schumacher get away with it.
Yeah, Brundle is actually now going on to the start-finish straight. He's only 6 tenths down. Brundle actually goes into the pits.
He does not have damage either. So he's not getting a new wing. This is the tires. This is strategy.
Of pressure. This is strategy. I think he's going on to the hards.
Mediums. I say he'll do
mediums.
Mediums, yeah. He's going for the undercut. Schumacher, that's exactly what he's doing.
Shane is actually now pressurising Jake Moore, who was waiting very patiently to get past RSF1 Brundle or Schumacher when they were having their battles. But I think that waiting has actually put him under a little bit of pressure now from the Racing Point. Racing Point have done really well because Shane... where did Shane start again? Shane made up... actually, Shane went down a position because he started P5. So Shane wants his position back. Brundle gets a 3-second time penalty after receiving multiple warnings. Buddy. Yeah, Easton. Tomo has just come into the chat. Evening, Tomo, and he said just finished watching the Brazilian Grand Prix, now watching F2.
Awesome, Tomo. Glad to have you here. Watching Marco and Peppermeat battling it out. Peppermeat cannot shake off Marco at all, and Marco has very little to no ERS. So good job, Marco.
Pie Eater!
Not bad. There's
Pie Eater tried going down the inside, and Pie Eater's caught Shane and pushed him into the wall. Shane's got left end plate damage, and then Shane's also caught the McLaren on Peppermeat.
Shane's coming in.
The Constantina effect.
Yeah, Jake Moore is in his spot. Does Jake Moore have damage, or is this regular? Yeah, no, just for tires.
Just a regular pit change.
Yeah.
Although Pie Eater moves to 5th place, Peppermeat 6th, who's still under pressure from the challenging DRM Marco, who is Mr. T's teammate. Patronus is in 8th place. He is actually going all over the gearbox of Marco's Alfa Romeo. It is a really tight battle. Easton, Brundle only has 1 penalty.
Real quick as well, Skunk Burner open for 10th at the minute.
Good recovery drive so far. He's actually up on his spaces, because he started P13. He went all the way down to the very bottom of the grid, and he's back up to 10th, and he's still on the charge. So well done to Skunk Burner. Oh, Marco got far past Peppermeat. Peppermeat went wide into the S01 sector, and Marco just caught him napping, and he's like, right, I'm getting by you. Peppermeat lets Patronus go by. Patronus is looking really quick, so Pepper's just like, just take the lead, bud.
Exactly. Well, you have to remember Peppermeat's on 7-lap old softs. So we're starting to see the soft runners now starting to pit. So he's doing probably the right call there by letting his medium teammate run past him. Because probably we'll see Peppermeat maybe pit. Yeah, we're seeing called it. Peppermeat's pit.
Yep, there he goes. Schumacher is in as well. The whole front run has gone into the pits except for the man with the cash. He's staying out on the soft. I think he's going to try and do the fastest in-lap that he can do and try and maybe take the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix, because currently as it stands he is in the lead. It depends on how the lads do getting out of the pit. If you could keep an eye on the lads in the pit, I'll keep an eye on man
You
with
just
the
check
cash.
something real quick for me though, Primus. It's showing to me that Magic Mark is on hards, but when I go into his car it's showing me red striped stuffs. What is it showing for you?
Red striped softs from my end as well, but it says the game says he's on the hard, so we're seeing the time. Yeah, it's flashing red and white on my end when I'm in the broadcast view, so it is just a tire glitch.
Yeah. Okay, Schumacher's on fresh mediums as well. Let's see how that's going to work out. Brundle got the undercut.
Pite is looking to try and pit as well to get a good position out. The two-stop strategy is key. I think this is the only track as well where we've actually had a two-stop requirement, because we know for a fact that neither mediums nor softs could make it to the end. Maravita Cash is not going in yet.
No, he's done this before
Is
as
he
well.
feeling
The
confident?
Cash. He could be. I personally wouldn't. The softs for me around Mexico, they degrade after like maybe 5, 6, 7 laps. So to be doing 9, nearly 10 laps on his softs, scratching my head here, wondering what type of strategy is going on. So obviously he has a plan in mind. See what he
John
does.
Digweed is gaining on Mansell.
He is. Will he take him into one?
This is important for John Digweed. He needs to get past these cars and make up space between him and Magic Marks, because the more he gets held up by the cars that has not pitted. Yeah, Schumacher has passed WR Stretch. Stretch tried to defend, but Schumacher got ahead. John needs to get past these guys. He goes down the inside of XRL Mansell. John Digweed moves into 7th place. That was a nice move there by the Merc, which allows him to push up. Marks is actually fighting Brundle side by side going into the first sector. So Brundle, obviously he pitted with them. So these guys are duking it out. Nice clean space between the pairs. Good side by side battling really. They're leaving each other the respect to make a move. So very good move there by Magic Marks. He does manage though to keep it ahead of Brundle, even though Brundle technically has the advantage of softer tyres.
Yeah, no, there's good space left by the two drivers battling. That's what you're looking to see. You got to remember as well that Brundle actually got the undercut. Brundle pitted that lap sooner before Magic Mark did, and Schumacher as well, obviously, to that effect as well. But now Schumacher is kind of on the back foot. Schumacher now has to make up this time, has to catch Brundle, because before the pit stops happened, Schumacher was in front of Brundle. There he goes.
Man of the Cash is pitted and he is coming out 10th place behind Jake Moore. While Marco is in the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix, yet to pit, but he's under pressure by Petronas.
Petronas on the mediums as well, so now this is Petronas' time to go get the lead. And who's sitting in 3rd place at the minute? Look at that.
Skunkburner in the same live tyres as Petronas and RSF1 Senna. Senna in 4th place. It looks like John Digweed is gaining on Senna, but Senna is actually gaining on Skunkburner.
Yeah, they're trying to make the stint last as long as they can to get the most out of those tyres. See what type of strategy they'll be going on to. Obviously, the medium runners will need to pit again.
Man with a Cash could probably go to the end on the hards. Oh, Brundle's got his 2nd penalty. You better prepare yourself. Marks is on a 1-stop. Peppermeat, a 3-second time penalty. And it looks like John Digweed is looking at the back of RSF1 Senna. He wants to get by. He's like, hey, that was my lead. I want it back. Skunkburner gets past Marco because Marco goes into the pits, which allows John Digweed to make up another position. John Digweed goes down the right-hand side of the Red Bull of RSF1 Senna. Senna's trying to retaliate to save and defend the position, but at this moment it looks like the Red Bull cannot do it. The Mercedes driver moves up to 3rd place. Now John has a true challenge up ahead of him. He may have been on those tyres for a while, but Skunk is no slouch. It is a real challenge for John here. He wants this win. He wants to get it done.
And he's in the driving seat. He's in the catbird seat. Look at the cars around him. Okay, he's 2 cars in front of him, yet to pit. He's 2 cars behind him, yet to pit. So really, he has time. He has time. Look at the gaps there. There's what 7 tenths, 8 tenths, and there's only 4 seconds then as well between that Senna and Mansell. So after all this is done, yeah, John Digweed could have like a 4 or 5 second lead after his pit stop.
Mansell's actually going to try and defend off Brundle going into the stadium section, but it looks like Brundle backed off because he was going to try and make a move down the inside, but there was no room. So Brundle's waiting and biding his time. He is on the back. He's in the gearbox of the Haas car.
The corner cutting is phenomenal here, so it is. You watched all the corner cuts happening here. The penalties are starting to fly into the air. Now we're like, no, a third of the way into the race.
It looks like Brundle is all over the gearbox of the Haas. He's going to go down the inside, and we've got Magic Marks, who wants to get past Mansell as well to challenge Brundle and make his way up. It looks like he's trying to, but he just cannot do it. Brundle moves up into 5th, Mansell 6th, Marks 7th, and 8th place is RSF1 Schumacher. Brundle's got another one. Easton, you will be horrible to hear, mate, but we've still got 23 laps to go.
Ah, no.
Magic Marks gets ahead of Mansell, and so does Schumacher. Looks like Mansell's fighting his teammate for this position. He's just like, I don't care, Schumacher. This is my position. You want it. You fight me.
Yeah, he's making Schumacher work for it, isn't he?
He is. And now the next person to challenge Mansell, because Mansell's lost a few positions. He's actually ran wide going out the S's. Jake Moore is the next person to make the challenge. John Digweed actually got past Skunk Burner.
Good job on John Digweed. No, second currently, so...
And he's actually gaining on Patronus.
Yeah, he is. Look at him, he's setting another fastest lap. The great job by John Digweed. That's another fastest lap. This is basically his race with the traffic and everything. He's called it perfectly so far. Will the second round of pit stops go for him? Who knows? We'll have to watch that and find out.
The Mercedes driver is pushing like crazy to take the lead from RSF1 Patronus with the assistance of DRS. Is he going to try and make the move here? No, he won't. He's going to wait out just a little bit more. Maybe try and make the move on the S's, if not on the start-finish straight. Looks like lefted F1 says RSF1 Albon incoming.
I think Verstappen wrote in the chat as well that Brundle should change his gamer tag to RSF1 penalty. I thought that was a good one. Thumbs up for me.
RSF1
penalty.
Here we go. John Digweed. He's going to look down the inside on Patronus, and it looks like that. They just fought going into that corner. John Digweed takes the lead in the Mercedes in the Mexican Grand Prix. Skunk Burner receives a 3-second time penalty. That's the first time in a long time I've actually heard myself say Skunk Burner with a penalty.
Long time. That just shows you how grueling this track is. Literally, like, you cut a few corners, that's it. Penalty applied. Very hard track to keep the penalties away. As Patronus is back on the John Digweed. I reckon John.
It's a battle between the championship rivals, and Schumacher gets ahead of Magic Marks. This is an important move for Schumacher to do. He needs to climb the table because Senna, Skunk Burner, and Patronus have not pitted. He needs to catch Senna and catch John Digweed to win this race and keep the championship battle going. But Marks needs to get worse than 6th place for that to be a possibility.
Yeah, and we have to remember as well, if you look at the cars and you have to pit, John Digweed's obviously out in front with 6-lap-old mediums. Patronus, Skunk, and RSF1 Senna still need to pit. So that's a bit of a gap now that they have given John Digweed. And say John's next rival is Brundle.
John needs to open up the clean air now because he's got nothing ahead of him. So John needs to open up the space. Because Marks is looking to do a one-stop strategy. Meanwhile, Schumacher and Brundle are looking to do a... Oh, Brundle's got another penalty. Oh dear.
Easton.
Easton just said,
he just says, I know I'm scared.
Yeah, he's scared. Like a little joke, because obviously I know that the possibility... Oh, Brundle's not gone, is he?
No, I think he got past Senna.
Oh, yep, he did, yeah. Brundle got ahead of Senna. Got battle between... Oh, and Patronus has nudged Senna and Skunk Burner onto the grass. Luckily, no damage there, but the Williams and the McLaren are fighting it out like crazy. Patronus is not letting Skunk get this position. This is good defence. RSF1 Racing, Easton, we have a problem.
This helicopter camera is absolutely class. I'm watching Patronus and Skunk here. I saw Skunk out of the corner. He's so much greater acceleration coming out of the corner. But Patronus just put the block on and was like, nope, this is my corner. I'm taking it.
Mansell has received a penalty as well for receiving warnings.
I wonder if we're going to see Patronus pit this lap. 15 laps on the mediums. Is he going to hug the right side?
There you go.
Yep, there you go. And Skunk's
going
to follow him in.
Oh, he almost hit the wall.
Skunk's following him in.
like a moment where you need a change of
Oh,
underpants there.
Patronus, he's beating the pit lane.
Oh no! I actually missed seeing that warning. So a 5-second penalty for RSF1 Patronus. If he can finish on these tyres, he might be fine. But if he does need to pit again, he will have to serve a 5-second stop and go.
Primus, look at the time difference between John Digweed and Brundle. 6 seconds. I was calling
And
it.
it looks
I
like
said
Brundle.
maybe 5 seconds.
He's charging.
Wow. Yeah, Brundle looks like to be charging.
Easton, this is James.
I'm just watching behind Brundle. Schumacher is getting past these guys. Moving up, so he's got past Senna now as well, so he has.
Third place, John Digweed collects his first penalty of the race. A 3-second time penalty, but here's the thing. Most of the lads up in the top, except for Magic Marks, has a penalty.
That is true, and I don't care to go look at them now because they'll jump and grow substantially
There's a lot.
yet again within the next 20 laps. No, sorry, 10 laps, 9 laps or so.
Schumacher is now making his way and charging back up. Magic Marks is in the danger area of potentially losing his shot. Actually, no, never mind. He's just got past Senna, who's now just pitted. He's still behind RSF1 Schumacher. Marks wants this battle to carry on. Man with the cash is up into 5th. Mr. T is into 6th on 10-lap-old medium tyres. Peppermeat 7th. Marco 8th. Pieta 9th. And Patronus is in 10th. Very, very good this race. John Digweed has now opened up the gap between him and Brundle, only up to 6.3 seconds. Only a little bit, though.
Okay, 2 seconds there, Primus.
No problem there, Bodder. So, Easton going polo in the chat. So, it looks like the spaces are now slowly starting to open up. Actually, no, I said that. Looks like Skunk Burner, he's going in for round 2 on Patronus, going into the S. This is on the soft compound tyre, while Patronus is on the hard compound tyre. So Skunk has got the advantage here. Patronus won't have the grip that Skunk has going into the S. Look at that! Skunk is just hugging on those lines, and he wants this position. He needs the points. This could potentially be Skunk's last race in F2, in RSF1. So he wants to make this count. Going into the stadium area. He's looking to make this move somewhere. Skunk is wanting this. He is pushing like crazy. However, Patronus is pushing up to Pieta. Pieta is now actually going up in the straight, and he's going to try and get the DRM Marco. It looks like he's going to make it happen. 2 battles at the same time. Can Marco get past Pepper?
Penalties are flying into the air.
Skunk gets past Patronus, and Pieta gets past Marco. And Shane! Shane's out!
Let me check there real quick.
What happened to Shane?
Let me just go through all the warnings and penalties first to get down to the bottom.
I think you could just go onto the drivers and just click on Shane's name. It'll save you a little bit of scrolling.
Yep, Shane unfortunately crashed the car. He binned it.
Oh,
He bottled it, whatever you want to call it. It's unfortunate.
People like Schumacher, Marks, and the others were probably praying for a safety car in hopes of maybe getting a chance of challenging John Digweed. But right now, John is still staying up there. Max Tarap has got another 3-second time penalty. Schumacher is actually gaining on Brundle. It's 0.8 of a second between the pair.
He's going to catch him here on the straight with DRS. Yeah, Schumacher is looking hungry. However, Schumacher is hungry at the minute. He needs to win, even if the championship is decided tonight. They want to make the most of it.
Exactly. Leave things on a nice note. You know, if you're not going to win the championship, so at least try and get a good result from the race. So here we go. The battle between Haas and Renault Power. Although Brundle is trying to keep him back. Brundle is actually at a disadvantage with 2-lap-old harder, more worn medium compound tyres. Marks is sitting pretty there in 4th. I think the gap between the leader is only 9.9 seconds. So when these guys pit, Marks will be on top.
That's what we're looking for. Can the championship leader make a statement tonight? Can he go forward? Can he finish? Can he get the win tonight? If he gets the win tonight, that's pretty much the season wrapped up, right, Primus?
Yeah, it will be the Drivers' Championship wrapped up, and I think it's the Constructors as well. If anyone wants to have a quick moment to work out the maths, how much points does the Racing Point need to secure the Constructors here and now today? But as the Drivers' Championship stands at the current moment at lap 21,
Schumacher's
it's still
going for
looking
Brundle.
like Magic Marks is going to take
Turn one.
it. But Schumacher
He's coming.
going
There it
down
is.
the inside of RSF1 Brundle. The Rain Man is being challenged by Schumacher. Going into turn one, Schumacher into second place of the Mexican Grand Prix.
Now, this is where it comes down to. Schumacher has clean air. He's 7 seconds to catch on top of John Digweed. This could all come down to the second run of pit stops, guys. This is what could come down to. Penalties included in that as well. But I don't think John actually has penalties. We'll have to watch for them to see having to do with that.
John has a 3 second.
John has a 3 second and a 1.
Easton shouting, Brundle, go 2 miles per hour into every corner, please.
You should have said it as well.
Nervous
You should have said it as well. Oh, we have yellow. Let me check that real quick. Off draft. That's Max Tarp, yeah. Sector 2, he's off. He's back on track now, though.
Mansell and Senna are also battling. So it looks like Senna, however, did get ahead.
So is it Magic Man on hearts?
The Magic Man is on hard, and so is the man with the cash. Racing Jason is on the hard. Could we see a potential podium again for the man with the cash? 14.3 seconds separate John and the man with the cash.
Yeah, so that means then whenever they pit, they've about 8 seconds. The gap. Ooh, at the minute, if the gap obviously doesn't grow at the minute, but that's why you have an engineer for it in your party, going, doing up all the maths, going, if you pit now, you're gonna come out in front of this guy or come up behind this guy.
Schumacher is getting a little bit of pressure applied. He may have taken second place from Brundle, but Brundle has not really fallen back. He's staying with him, and he's constantly applying the pressure to Schumacher, because it takes one wrong move from Schumacher and Brundle can pounce.
As Jake Moore is looking at stretch. Obviously the newer tyres versus the older hards of stretches. It's unfortunately Jake
down the inside
down so far, yeah.
And it looks like Stretch is trying to defend. He's actually got right end plate damage, so he does not have the aero to completely defend from the Red Bull. Jake Moore moves into 16th place.
Quickly as well, I just noticed Schumacher is catching on John Digweed. In that lap, half a second.
Brundle has pitted.
Now Brundle was the first to pit. So he's the first to pit again on the second stint. He's on to mediums again. See how is this going to work out?
Mr. T has pitted as well, and Marco has pitted.
Oh,
so
no!
Schumacher and John still need to pit onto the soft compound tyre to wrap up, unless they're going onto the medium again. But as it stands, Magic Marks and Man with the Cash are looking pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're sitting there and you're the Magic Man, you're looking at Schumacher and John Digweed, and you're going to have to pit again, guys. That's basically you're handing the lead over to Magic Mark. The question is, will Schumacher and John Digweed be able to use their new rubber, put it to good use, and get past the Magic Man? We know ourselves, the Magic Man, he's not easy past. Same Man with the Cash. So that's 2 drivers who want to get at least past. Look, Skunk's up in 5th on softs. This is incredible.
I was going to say, he's doing really well, and a load of people behind him still need to pit, so when they do pit, Skunk's looking pretty good for some positions. However, John Digweed, the race leader, has pitted. Schumacher takes the lead of the Grand Prix, but Marks is gunning down to take that position from him. Man with the Cash up into 3rd, Skunk Burner 4th. Where is John going to come out now on fresh medium tyres?
Right behind Peppermint.
So John is ahead of his teammate. So the Mercs are now bunched up together. John now has to push because, as it stands, Peppermeat and Schumacher and Skunk do need to pit. So it does still look possible for a podium.
Yeah, what want to happen now is the Magic Man will want to push to close that gap as much as he can, because a pit stop around here is going to cost you at least 25 or 26 seconds. So, what's he going to go on to though?
Skunk
He's going to hold out for
actually all
mediums,
over
or
the
is he going to hold
gearbox
out
for
for
the man with the
softs?
cash.
Oh, he is. Of course, the softs versus the
He's
hards.
still challenging. Skunk Burner's actually going to try and make a move round the outside, going into the stadium on the man with the cash. But Racing Jason's just like my hard versus your soft. But
look at the gap. The Magic Man has cut down the gap. Oh, Schumacher's in. Schumacher's in.
Schumacher's in. Marks takes the lead. Racing Jason is in second place now, passing Schumacher in the pits. And Skunk, he was last at one point, and he's making the move down the right-hand side of the Ferrari, and it's going to go down to turn one. And Skunk, he's taken second place.
That's incredible. That's on softs as well. So his softs will be coming to an end. So looks like this is the Magic Man and man of the cash. Oh, man of the cash, 3-second time penalty. So just while the Magic Man has just got the lead, I think it'd be a good time to bring this up. The Magic Man actually messaged me earlier on, so he did. He just said, can we give a shout out to his mum, who was unfortunately been diagnosed with cancer. She's due to have her eye removed today. So she's, Mark was saying that hopefully the cancer hasn't spread, and we hope for a speedy recovery for the Magic Man's mummy. And her name is Caroline. So a shout out to yourself, Caroline, from everyone in RSF1. Hopefully you have a speedy recovery. It'd be good to know your son is in championship lead at the minute and is leading the race. 25 laps out, 36 at the minute.
And I think it's safe to say from here in RSF1 that Caroline, we wish you, as Bodder said, a full and speedy recovery, and we hope you beat this. We want to make sure that one day we can fight cancer and beat it. So we wish you all the best. We're sending you our hopes and prayers that you make a speedy recovery, and also that this motivation will help your son, the Magic Man, get his first championship win. And just all the best, and we hope you win this fight.
Yeah, Magic Mark is in command at the minute of the race, although his best friend, Skunk Burner, slowly but surely kind of creeping up on him.
He's gaining on him.
He's gaining on him, yeah, exactly. But the problem is he's on softs. He's going to have to pit again. That is the run. If he was on mediums, things wouldn't be so bad with 10 laps left to go. If Skunk pits now, he's going to become around 8. Schumacher's on softs as well, so Schumacher's going for the aggressive.
Brundle's got another penalty. Easton's getting sweat. I can actually feel the sweat coming from Easton through my microphone, and this is not good. Brundle should change his name to DJ Khaled. Another one. I appreciate you. Oh my god.
Schumacher
sets fastest lap of the race so far, but 1:17.5, and Brundle gets past Patronus on the straight.
It just seems like Brundle
Brundle racked up.
Let us have a check at Pirates' first lap. It just seems like Schumacher and Brundle have been joined at the hip this whole race. They haven't seemed to be able to pull away from each other at all. So Brundle has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 penalties.
18 seconds! 18 seconds! As Lefted has said, 3 more penalties will result in RSF1 Brundle being disqualified from the Mexican Grand Prix. Oh, that scared me for a second. That Patronus was so done. I thought Brundle just got another.
Yeah, I know.
Brundle is, however, challenging Peppermint.
I wouldn't mind. Brundle.
Skunk Burner. Skunk Burner's pinned.
He's in. That hands second place then to Mount the Cash.
And third place to John Digweed.
John Digweed has the fresher mediums. I'm interested to see now, can he close down the gap with the man with the cash?
was going to say, in terms of the penalty battle, John's actually got one, while the man with the cash, I think he has at least two. So it's looking good in John's case.
Man with the cash has one penalty.
One penalty. Schumacher is gaining on Peppermeat. And is being challenged by Patronus. RSF1 Racing said, check Pieter's pens, please. Think he will be disqualified before DJ Khaled.
Ooh, Pieter. Pieter has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's one more penalty than
Pieter and Brundle are looking close to receiving time penalties. Senna and Azza's on 23 lap old hards. He's been on those hard since the start of the race.
John Digweed's making the move on Man of the Cash. One inside turn 1.
Oh, and John's done it! John's taken second place of the Mexican Grand Prix. The next car in his crosshairs, while he's got those fresh mediums, is Magic Marks on 20 lap old hards.
Yeah, there was nothing nothing Man of the Cash could do there. Racing Jason, the driver formerly known as Josh with the Dosh, he could not do anything there.
He's got to keep it going, but Brundle is now slowly gaining on the Man with the Cash. This race has been harsh on everyone, but it's been very, very exciting at the same time since the beginning.
It's one of those races where you're going to come down to the last lap. It's literally going to come down to who has, the least amount of penalties. Because whoever has the most is going to the back.
Jake Moore, he's knocking at that door. I don't know how on the level sofa, so the knock isn't so prominent. He's challenging Pieter. Meanwhile, Mr. T is in 10th place, Senna 9th, Skunkburner is in 8th on fresh soft, and he's actually challenging Azza, who's on the 24 lap old hards, which will now become 25. I think Skunkburner, it's safe to say Skunkburner's easily got past here. He's gone down the right hand side of the Toro Rosso driver with the fresh softs. He has easily gotten past Azza in the Toro Rosso. Azza is looking to try and maybe make a counteraction, but with the fact is that Skunkburner's on 2 compound softer tyres. It's safe to say Skunk's pretty much just safely by him and is pushing forward.
Yeah. We're just looking down there to the list. Senna must be happy enough at the minute. He's currently sitting in 9th. We were talking to him. He said, remember it's in the Q2 I think it was, and he just said that he had no practice done. But at least any points to be happy enough. He's currently sitting in 9th, so that's 2 points for Senna if he holds that position.
Schumacher is actually challenging Brundle yet again. These two have battled more in this race. It's been a very, very good battle. Easton is nervous because Brundle is getting close to being disqualified from the amount of penalties that he's received. And Schumacher is also pressurising Brundle, which could maybe allow him to get warnings or penalties. So it's not looking good for Brundle and Easton.
No, not looking good for Easton and Brundle at all. Probably a penalty. The penalty just flying in.
Time penalty for speeding in the pit lane given to Peppermeat. Skunkburner received fastest lap of the race, but as I was about to read
there
it,
Schumacher has Brundle on the outside.
Schumacher round the outside into turn 1 on a soft compound tyre, gets past Brundle and gets the move done. Next car in his crosshairs is the Man with the Cash, but speaking of the battles occurring, John Digweed is gaining on Magic Marks.
3.5 seconds in 5 laps. Can it be done, Primus?
It could be done. 5 laps to go. 3.4 seconds separate the two. As it stands, John is sitting pretty in second place because Schumacher and the Man with the Cash has collected a couple of penalties. So it does look like John might be okay here. And Mr. T receives a 3-second time penalty.
Easton says, no, stop Primus, you're making me more nervous.
I'm more interested to see how this bet goes because you didn't have to make that bet But you're going to have to be a man of your word, Easton, because it does look like that. It is a possibility that at the end of the day, you could be RSF1 Albon. In the meantime, though, my little bet, I don't think I'm going to become RSF1 Ricardo.
No, not yet.
I mean, I have claimed it just in case the time does come when I do change it, but looks like Magic Marks is taking this away with the commanding lead that he has established after making the pit strategy work. Schumacher's received another penalty. I think that is the final nail in the coffin for Schumacher.
Yeah, let me just have a quick check there, the penalties here. Let's see what the man with the cash has. The man with the cash has only one penalty.
Brundle's got another one. Brundle's got another one. Second time penalty. How many more does he need?
Easton.
I think that's
Easton.
one or two more. One or two more penalties need to be collected by Brundle, and that is it.
I think that's it. I'm not going to call Easton anymore. I'm going to call him just Albon. I'm just going to call him Albon. That's it.
How many more does Brundle need to get disqualified from the
I
Mexican
thought it was
Grand
25
Prix?
seconds. I thought it was 25
I
seconds.
think it's 21 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, it's
5,
24 seconds.
6, 7. He's 7 penalties currently a minute.
So 3 times 7, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 seconds. He needs one more penalty to be disqualified
One more
from the Mexican
penalty.
Grand Prix.
One
But
more
he looks
penalty.
to make the
One more
move
penalty.
around the outside on Schumacher.
Oh,
And
that's a
Brundle
good.
takes 4th place. Brundle needs one more penalty to seal the final nail in the coffin for AMS Easton, who will become RSF1 Albon.
You know what, if I was cheeky right now, I'd message Schumacher's engineer and say, would you mind running Brundle a bit wider in a few corners? That'll sure to get him the penalty.
Schumacher is now in 5th and he is looking to challenge Brundle. Brundle has 3 laps to go. And
3 laps.
He
3
needs,
long agonising laps.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Az has got a penalty. That's it's actually making me nervous now when I see a penalty.
Yeah, no,
Scott
everybody
is
pops up.
challenging Schumacher. Just as I looked at
he
Brundle
is.
for a second, Skunk
Yeah.
Burner is actually just looking at the back of Schumacher. He wants to get this done. He's actually on fresher soft compound tyres, and Skunk's only got 1 penalty. Schumacher's got a few. So
he's
Skunk
getting past him
and
here.
Schumacher, side by side, going down the straight. He's looking to get the move done. They're still wheel to wheel, going into turn 1 and going through. Under braking is Skunk Burner. Skunk Burner takes 5th place and he's looking to catch the penalty machine known as RSF1 Brundle.
Penalty machine. See, you're giving out nicknames yourself now. Look at this, the penalty machine. The penalty machine.
He's almost going to go out. Verstappen says Brundle's already got 1 warning. 2 more warnings. It's game over.
Oh, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but just with the pet, it's so much more entertaining.
Brundle's now under pressure by Skunk Burner and he's not doing them any favours. It's not RSF1 Brundle, it's RSF1
It's RSF1
penalty.
penalty. Who's going to
John
bring the penalties?
Digweed! John Digweed is barely a second off the Magic Man.
We'll get DRS here now.
Oh, we will!
Yeah.
The Magic Man, he's only got 36 and the battery between these two is quite even. He's not close enough to make the move yet. Skunk Burner, he's going to try and make the move on Brundle. Going down the straight. He's going to go round the outside, going into turn 1. Brundle not having the grip or the speed to retaliate. Going into turn 1, Skunk Burner gets ahead. And Schumacher, he's sitting in 6th place. I don't know how this is going to go, but this is looking incredibly close. Paita moves up to 8th place ahead of Azza. Azza's on 30 lap old hards.
This is a good job by Azza. I know he's only sitting in 10th for the single point, but 30 lap old hards and still going and not spinning out. That's a great job. Oh, John
Remember
Digweed's
Russia?
right behind him.
He is.
Yeah.
This is important.
Last lap won't start as well. It's all coming on to the last lap. Forget penalties aside, this is going to be interesting to see how the last lap unfolds.
This will be because Magic Marks is on 26 lap old hards, while John Digweed is on 11 lap old mediums. This is the battle for the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix on the final lap of the race. John Digweed is trying to get him. Look, round
great move on the outside.
going into turn 1, and he does it. John Digweed takes the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix.
Great move. I was
It
watching
looks like
the
Magic
batteries.
Marks
I was watching their
needs to
ERS
stay.
control. Yeah, it does. Their batteries were very similar on the straight.
How many warnings has Brundle received on the final lap now?
Doom, Brundle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 penalties. 7. Wow.
How many warnings as well?
I don't even want to count the warnings. Oh my god. It's the last one says penalty plus 4 warnings.
Ooh, wait, 4 warnings? Oh, that's probably because they
Yeah.
maybe made contact with a car.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is the stadium section. Skunk Burner receives a 3-second time penalty. The man who, John Digweed, is going to win the Mexican Grand Prix, but the man who broke 2 of his fingers back in Britain, and he came in and won that race with 2 broken fingers. He's going to make Caroline proud, and Magic Marks is our champion for F2. And he wins the Mexican Grand Prix to put that on top. John Digweed second, man of the cash third. We have crowned our F2 champion today.
Who would you give driver of the day to?
Driver of the day.
I'd nearly give it to Brundle for not getting disqualified. And for keeping East in his name.
I would say Brundle, but Skunk Burner did go from dead last to 4th.
Very good point.
So I'm going to have to say, as much as I want to go with the joke with, Brundle just managing to keep East in his name, I'm going to have to give it to Skunk Burner.
Spitzy as well is also worth a shout. He got knocked out in qualifying pretty early on. He came in with 2 points.
He did. I'm going to have to say this has
Let's have a
been...
look at the penalties.
Yeah, it's been a truly amazing season. But congratulations to Magic Marks. Our first champion of RSF1 has been crowned. And if you guys want to see the second champion possibly get crowned, stay tuned for F1 on Tuesday. But has the constructors also been wrapped up? Because Brundle and Schumacher did fall down quite a bit.
Yeah.
It will be announced on Twitter if it has happened, because we did hear that from Bodder that the championship for constructors is pretty much wrapped up. But
pretty much.
Congratulations.
Oh, Magic Mark, no penalties.
No penalties.
He did a one-stop as well.
Actually, you know what?
Give us
a
a
part
Magic
of me
Man.
wants to give it to him because everyone but him got a penalty. He won the race and he won the championship.
If you scroll down there all the way, Primus, you'll see it. Every other driver got a penalty except for Magic Mark. So, for saying that, in that, I believe Magic Mark deserves driver of the day, in my opinion.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Driver of the day, Magic Marks. This has been a really amazing day for the British driver. He actually struggled to try and get on the game because he was having issues joining. John Digweed did really good in second. Man with a cash third. Skunk Burner fourth. Schumacher, he did not get enough points to do it. So, yeah, this is actually been amazing. So, we've got a couple of the lads in the podium already, have we? I can hear myself echoing in the background. Right. Oh, DRM Marco's actually commented in the chat before we get cracking with the interview. The absolute best and worst race I've had. There you go. Oh. We've lost Bodder. There we go. That has been fixed.
Back. There we go.
If everyone can please tag your boxes. Bodder, shall we do the same old? I'll do third, you do second, I'll do first.
I'm happy enough with that, buddy. Go ahead.
Right, third place. Third place, man with the cash. Formerly known as Dosh with Dosh, Racing Jason, Revan Kevin. Welcome to the third spot. And it was close. It was really close. You was pushing like crazy to gain on those guys. You had John Digweed ahead of you. He just had less penalties than you, so you just missed out on second. But it's been a good day for you. So please, man of the cash, please tell us how your day's been.
Jason?
Can't hear the man of the cash. Your mic might be muted, buddy. You might have accidentally got muted.
Jason.
We'll come back to the man with the cash. I think he's probably just trying to sort out his microphone. So we'll come back to him in a minute. We'll interview John Digweed first, and then we'll get the man with the cash back in, and I'll interview the man with the cash and Magic Mark. Sorry, so Bodder, please take it away with John Digweed.
John, another fantastic outing for yourself. Huh? Great qualifying, great race. Would you get 1 or 2 penalties, I think it was?
1 penalty, yeah.
1 penalty, yeah. And that's what it came down to really at the end of the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, fair play to Mark, 0 penalties, so he's got it.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah. Your qualifying was fantastic. You just seemed to peak at the right time in Q3. You just happened to set a really good lap. How was it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it could have got another 10th or 2, but the last lap I completely messed up, so I'm glad I put the banker in to get that 14.5.
It was a fantastic lap. We saw that 14.5 and we're like, that's fantastic. So it is. The race, it just seemed like you were in control for the first half, at least anyway. You were pulling away from the guys behind you, like 2.5, maybe a second of a gap. You seemed comfortable for the first half of the race. Was it like that for you?
It was sort of. I could see the gap building, and I was debating what strategy to go on. I almost did the mediums as well. Sorry, the hards, but I decided to go medium afterwards. But then didn't realise the second set of mediums they were used, so they were already on like 10%.
All right, that obviously didn't help you for your second stint. And obviously then in your second stint, then you did fairly well. You had a few battles here or there with guys. You obviously got your penalty as well. Towards the end of the race, how were you feeling?
I couldn't really believe Mark's pace on those very old hard tyres. Caught him literally on the last lap, got past, but I knew I had no time to get that penalty outstanding. So yeah, surprised by that, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it was a good race. Come here, I have to ask you, where is this pace come from, dude? Because we saw similar pace from you in Suzuka. Have you just put in like mad practice? Have you been up like 24/7, literally practicing for this race?
Not particularly. To be honest, all the other races where I kept getting crashed out and yeah, just loads of things happening. I just didn't bother putting any practice in. But yeah, these past few races, because people have been clamping down on penalties, stopping all the dirty driving, I thought I got to put some practice in now, get up at the front. But yeah, it's gone pretty well so far.
It's definitely working out for you. You qualifying higher up the field, doing well in Q3. It's really coming to fruition for you. So look, well done. Congrats on the race. I presume like everyone else, you're looking forward to season 2.
Yeah, definitely. And just again, well done to Mark. You deserve that.
Cheers, buddy. Good race, mate.
All right, Primus, do you have anything to add?
John, really, what I have to add is massive respect to your development as a driver from the beginning of F2 to now in the Mexican Grand Prix, because this is your second consecutive podium, and You know, obviously, as you said, you didn't get that much luck in the beginning of the season, and to see how much you and Paita as a team have grown in terms of this division, it's really nice to see. So I have to give you my utmost respect, and you know, big congratulations on your podium.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
You're welcome, my friend. And now we move to unfortunately, Mark's gonna have to wait because Revan Kevin has made his way. He's knocked on the party's door and he managed to charge his way in. So if you could include your audio, man with the cash.
Yeah, it's all done, mate.
All right, so man with the cash, you have taken third place today. It's been a very challenging race, you know, due to multiple penalties. You had challenge from Brundle, Marks, Schumacher, even Skunkburner at a point. You had quite a lot of people really putting the pressure on you. You collected a couple of penalties, which unfortunately may have missed you out on taking second from John. But please tell us how your race day's been.
Yeah, it's been good. Steady start. I knew what strategy I was going for straight away. So yeah, I was pretty sorted out. It just try to keep it clean as possible. I knew penalties was going to be an issue around here. It's just crazy. That S bend is just crazy. Yeah, I mean, the only person that really put me under any pressure was Skunk. I mean, how he got past me on that last bend, I don't know. I mean, I was protecting the whole middle of the track and he died up the inside, and I was like, oh, mate. But, oh, well, yeah, I had a good race, man. Cheers. Good race.
Your pace has been really good as well. You know, recently you've collected more podiums, and I know that's made Bodder happy. And I'm actually going to try and make this a goal. I'm actually going to get Man with the Cash merch made for you. So you know the Valentino Rossi bucket hat Lando Norris wears. I'm going to get a Man with the Cash bucket hat made specifically for Bodder. You know, so you can have Man with Cash on the front, Revan Kevin on the side, Josh with Dosh on the left. You know, just have your name around the full hat.
Yeah. Oh, cheers. No, well done to Marks and was it Digweed or Pie Eater? Digweed, wasn't it?
John Digweed.
Yeah, and well done to them too, mate, as well. I mean, yeah, Digweed's been really fast the last couple of races. He's just really perked up, so he's doing really well at the moment. So congratulations, and obviously Mark. You know, there ain't no stopping him, mate. I don't call him Magic Man for nothing today, so.
Do you have any questions for Man with the Cash before I move on to Magic Marks, Bodder?
No, good job, Man with the Cash. Racing Jason, Josh for Dash, Revan Kevin. Bringing it home, dude.
Cheers, mate.
Looking good.
Cheers.
That's good momentum. That's good momentum for yourself going into next season. You're obviously looking forward to carrying it over to next season, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. Yeah, all good, Primus.
Right. Magic Marks. Before we even go on about your race, congratulations, you are our first champion of RSF1. How does it feel? Because we heard, unfortunately, of what's going on with your mother. You have drove tremendously. We all wish her the best in her recovery as well, and we hope she beats this thing. But you have become a champion today. How do you feel knowing that you'll be going to bed as a champion today?
Yeah, mate, I'm absolutely chuffed. It's been a top season. I've absolutely loved this division. I really have, because it's like you say, you got John Digweed coming through now. You know, it's just, I've loved it. I've loved every single race. Do you know what I mean? I haven't missed a race because I just love racing. It's so competitive. And yeah, I'm just chuffed to win the title. First person to win the title. So yeah, exactly. Made history today.
It's a special thing, really, because obviously this is this league's maiden voyage, and you are the first person to be called a champion here. So it's been a very good day in the office for the Racing Point team.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I'm looking for Shane as well. To be fair, I think he had a bit of an accident.
He did, yeah, crashed out.
But now we'll go on to your race, because your pit strategy was incredible. When people go onto the mediums and softs, you and a couple of others actually took a gamble, including the man with the cash actually, went onto the hard compound tyres. You found the pace, but at the end, John Digweed pressured you and just got ahead of you. But what made you think the hards would be the good tyre for the strategy?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I only go off what in quali. My soft tyres and medium tyres. After like 2 laps, like my softs were on like 15%, and I'm like, and then my mediums were like on 6% or something like that after a lap. You know, a quick you know, like for Q2, my mediums were on 8% when after the second lap. So I thought they're not going to do me any favors in the race. So I thought I'll go to a one-stop strategy and see if I can make the odds last, which just about did because they were on like 70% on last lap. I think I'm going to get a punch for any time. And obviously, Jonathan Digweed had the pace, and I knew he had the pace all race. Congratulations to him anyway. He did deep down. I think he did deserve it because he were quick all the way through. It's just that penalty. I knew the penalties would make a difference again, and then I just thought I'd just stay out of the penalties. And I think I just got my second warning seconds at last lap, I think. But I'm over the moon with first and to win title as well. So yeah, definitely chuffed with that.
I thought I heard you was going to try and add something in there, Bodo?
No, good job, Magic Man. As always, I was kind of a bit worried there because I saw you went to the hards, and I was like, "How is that going to work out with Schumacher and the guys?" Yeah, I was worried for you as well, dude. But then, as I saw the timings kind of come out to fruition, and John then had such a good lead, and then you were kind of catching up on John. I don't know, man. It just seemed like it really worked out in your favor. Like a safety car or a VSC really could have upset things for you. Yeah. So it was a big risk, but it definitely paid off for yourself. So
yeah, by one lap.
By 1 lap. Yeah, that was fantastic lap to watch, by the way. But look, apart from the race itself, good job all season long, staying in there. I know yourself and Skunk are good mates, so you're probably practicing an awful lot together. Great job. Look, championship is yours. The F2 championship is yours. Obviously, more than likely, you'll be getting promoted in the new season. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'll look forward to it. It's a new challenge, quicker drivers. But I will miss this if I do get promoted. I will miss this league. Because I race with a lot of F1 drivers in different leagues as it is, but I do enjoy this league the most out of all my league racing. I think it's because they're all good, clean drivers. You know, not very rare that people have major incidents. You know what I mean? But yeah, it'd be a challenge though in F1 if I get promoted. I look forward to it though. New season, new start.
I'm just going to have to add in that I think you might have gotten the full sweep. I'm just going to confirm it. I just witnessed my dog fall off the sofa. Anyways, you taken the championship. You've taken the win. Because you're the only car to have not finished with a penalty, you have received Driver of the Day as well. And I think you've also taken the Constructors today. With Racing Point, because I know Brundle fell down quite a bit of the grid with that with those multiple penalties.
Yeah, he just
Brundle got 21 seconds. There's a little bit of a thing was going on with Easton because Easton said if Brundle got disqualified due to penalties, he'd change his name to RSF1 Albon, and he had 2 warnings in the last lap, and Easton was screaming in the chat, "No, like praying that Brundle doesn't get another penalty." But I'm going to have a little look into it because Skunk also actually had a couple of penalties himself.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling, though, that you might have taken away the Constructors as well because it was pretty much all wrapped up with how you and Shane have been performing lately. Obviously, he didn't finish, so that's why we're going to have a little look into it. But anyways, that's been looked into, but you've pretty much swept the entire board today. So you've done yourself proud. You've raced amazingly in F2, and I can only give you my biggest congratulations for your tremendous drive all season. Even with broken fingers, you've still managed to win races and push your way up. But seriously, man, well done. You've
Well
truly
done.
earned this title.
Cheers.
Yeah, I just want to say
So-
one last thing as well to Magic
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
Your mother, good luck to
Yeah.
her. Best luck, speedy recovery. We
Definitely.
did give her a shout out. So look, basically, as soon as you took the lead, we gave her a shout out. If you're listening to it back, but look, all going well.
Yeah.
Everything goes well for your mom. Okay.
Thanks,
We hope
mate.
you beat
Appreciate
this
it.
thing, Caroline. We
Yeah.
hope you beat this thing. If you're watching and if Marks has shown you, we hope you beat this thing, and we send our hopes and prayers that you'd make a speedy recovery.
Cheers.
And that's all right. That's all right, Marks. Because
Well, that's
no one, no one deserves to go without support, especially when fighting something like cancer. And we will beat cancer one day. We just need to keep positive. We can't let the negativity take over. And to wrap up today, after a truly tremendous drive from everyone to go over the classifications one more time, Marks takes the win with John Digweed second place and Man with the Cash third. Magic Marks is driver of the day as well as our first ever champion in the league. So it's been Primus Gaming, and joined with me once again, Bodder. We've just witnessed history. It's been a really, really good moment for the league.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to join us for another potential championship win happening, please join us on F2 on Tuesday at 8 p.m. And that has been it. Thank you very much, guys, and we hope you have a good evening.